Hey everybody, it's Master Gardener Bernie Delaney back with another Garden Jaunt classic that I want to talk about trees this time. Now, I'll be planting some trees as usual. Pretty pretty close, pretty much. We're past Easter, we're into April, and I want to talk about trees. What I have before you here is this is just a regular pine tree branch. This is called a white pine, and it's very easy to see. Okay, I just clipped a bunch of branches. It's just a regular northern pine tree that you'd find in many different states. I've got a bunch of them clipped together here, and this is the regular branch. I'm going to put this down. It's just a regular pine tree branch from a white pine. Okay, most white pines are called Austrian pines. I don't know if you knew that, but well, that's mainly what they are. Okay, there's jack pines. There's all different kinds of pine trees. There's called mostly people. Okay, this is just a long needled white pine. That's all it is. There's nothing special to it at all. Okay, you see them everywhere. People have them in their yards. There's arborvitae, and this is mostly when you talk about pine trees. Mostly people think of getting a 2x4. This is a piece of a 2x4. It's a regular 2x4 from the lumber store. No, not from Dollar Tree. No, not from U.S. Cellular or Prevail Bank. Okay, this is just a regular piece of pine. It's a 2x4. You can buy them just about anywhere. And what I wanted to talk about is the fact that I'm going to put this down right down here. The fact that a lot of people don't know that there's many different things that come out of a pine tree. One of the things that comes out of pine trees are paper products that we use. Yes, paper, a sheet of paper comes from a pine tree. The big branches, and you can imagine the big trees. We'll be showing them throughout the summertime, okay, up here in north central Wisconsin. And a regular sheet of paper, okay. Now, here's another thing that is made out of pine trees. A package, not the seeds, but the package that the seeds are in. Happens to be green bell peppers. All right, so one of the things you have to realize is that pine trees are very versatile, and many products come from them. A lot of things come out of, not only cardboard boxes that we ship things in. I have some cardboard right here. I have another tool right here. It's a little trowel. It's called a bonsai trowel. I'm going to show all my bonsai tools at some point. Okay. This is a wooden handle. No, not the metal part, but the pine. Okay. Pine trees are very versatile, and we get a lot of products from pine trees. All right. So one of the things that people use all the time is they tend to use paper, like a sheet of paper. Okay, I don't have a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in here. I'm looking for one, but I don't happen to have one with me. And different kinds of cardboard. Okay, so different kinds of cardboard are things that you find in everyday life. You find a big container, a shipping container that is, say, a washing machine. That's a pine tree. Okay, the cardboard comes from wood pulp. They make wood pulp out of the pine trees. Branches just like this, great big huge pine trees. There's northern pines. Not red cedars so much. They tend to make red cedars kind of an expensive wood. So you really don't make paper out of that. You make it out of regular white pines. And again, regular white pine. Now, you'd say to yourself, whoa, this isn't white, this is yellow. This is a 2x4 from a pine tree. Yeah, okay. Well, no, it's not. It's not white, but the more they bleach it and pulp and make the wood pulp and smash the wood pulp down, the more they do that, the thinner it gets. Now, you've heard of the tablature from the Bible being written on parchment paper. Parchment paper comes from trees. Some of the parchment paper comes from birch trees, and I'll show you those types of trees as the weather gets warmer. We'll show you exactly what they are, what they look like, in case you don't know, because a lot of people don't know maybe a pine tree from a maple or an oak or a red cedar. You know, there's or maybe a black ash. You know, some people don't know a black ash from a black oak tree. All right, so this is our regular, these are just a regular branch. There's nothing special about it, okay? Well, you get so many products from that I'm going to put this down here, that you're just really going to be amazed. One of the things, I have two pieces of cardboard here, okay? Now, a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper I don't have, but that's all your school supplies. That's in, you know, every kid's notebook that they buy, there's going to be 8.5 pieces of paper. This is, it's a pizza. You know, it comes in a say just, you know, just a regular pepperoni pizza from the store. It's a frozen pizza. It's something that you find, it's a circle, and you find them in every frozen pizza, no matter what brand it is. You find them in everything. And again, it comes from a pine tree. This is from a pizza box. I'm not going to show you which brand because, well, I'm just not going to do that. That's probably not a very good idea. All right. So you can get all kinds of, you know, our letters that we mail, the envelopes, the business envelopes, the regular small envelopes, they're all made from pine trees. How do I know that? Well, I researched this stuff. I've studied this stuff relentlessly. And right here is a miniature rose. That doesn't come from a pine tree. That actually comes, it's a long line of roses right there. I've got quite a few miniature roses around the house and actually around the yard. I'm kind of watering here while as I talk. So there's, just think of all the things that come in cardboard. You get not only the number 2 pencil, this again, this is just a regular lead pencil, number 2. And it comes from a pine tree. You see the versatility of pine trees? Now, not everything you write with comes from a pine tree. This is a pen. This doesn't come from a pine tree. It just comes from, you know, well, it comes from metal and ink. The ink comes from elsewhere. I'm not even going to talk about that right now. I see that my little miniature roses, not roses, orchids, they got to be watered. You can't see them. I'm not going to show them to you. I'm not going to take the time to lift them out. But as you can see, many different things. This is our, well, it's called the pizza coaster. It's in every frozen pizza that anybody's ever bought. This is actually the pizza box. This is with, and yeah, they have the writing and the pictures and everything on that, on the back side of that. Let's set that down there for now. What you want to think about when this stuff, and this is a little bit different garden jaunt classic, because people don't think about this. And this one might be a little bit shorter than some of the other jaunt classics that I've made. One of the, I want to get back to, before I go any further, yes, this is from Dollar Tree. I showed this. This is a garden stake. This actually fits in here. This is a solar light, and that fits in. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, hold on here. No, that fits in here like this. Okay, so here's the solar stake right here. Oh, maybe that's not the right one. Well, at any rate. Oh, okay, this doesn't go to that. This is a stake for a solar light. It's of a different type. I'm going to get back to the pine trees in a sec. There's a different light that goes in here. This is actually from Dollar Tree. Yeah, you can see that. It's from Dollar Tree. You take the end out. The end is in it like this. And I put it along pathways. And, well, they're very helpful in the wintertime. But you take this out like this, and you put that in there like that. And then you can stick that part in the ground. And no, that doesn't. This is for a totally different light. This is a different light, so I didn't get the right kind of. I have these outside. These are solar lights. And they light up the flower beds at night. And it's kind of fun to have them along a walkway in the wintertime so you can actually see where you're going. So that's, I'll get the right kind of light for that. I didn't realize it was the wrong one. But at any rate, it's called a garden stake. And they're kind of neat to have. They light up from the sun. It's a solar powered, here's the solar part right there. You just take the end out like this. So the end's in there like that. You just take it out, put it in like this. But for now, I'm going to put it away. And I'm going to go like that. They're kind of neat to have because they do make kind of a nice walkway, as I said before. And they're kind of neat to look at, especially as it gets darker. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, this is from Dollar Tree. This is called Painted Daisy. This is actually a rollout. You see this from Dollar Tree. And it's a real short deal. Okay, there's tons and tons of, it's called Painted Daisy in here, which means a straw flower or okay, you can see some of the seeds right here. Those are some of the seeds. And what you do is you unroll this whole thing. And I actually have put them in pots. I just cut them apart like this. And you're supposed to be able to put it down. And it's not a very long roll. You can buy the great big huge rolls. I've bought them before where they're 25, 30 feet long. And all the flower seeds are in there. And yeah, as you can see, the straw actually comes out. That's why it's in plastic. You should do that outside in case, you know, well, it just, these things blow away in the wind. They've got different types in different stores. This happens to be Painted Daisy. And I'm just going to put that back. I actually will take a little bit of the corner of those and I'll put them, for instance, in a tiny flower pot and just water that and put some soil over it, a little tiny bit of soil over it. And what will happen is it'll grow. And as you can see, that straw is painted blue. It's not a natural color blue. There's supposed to be fertilizer in there. I'm not sure how much fertilizer is actually in there. Well, this isn't going to be a real long one, not as long as some of the others. I've got a couple things I wanted to show you here, as well as not only from our pine trees. And as I said, this is a regular white pine. This is not a red pine, not a red cedar. This is the first thing that people think of, is a 2x4. Yeah, you get your construction material from a pine tree. Well, the other things besides cardboard, a pizza crust, not a pizza crust, but a pizza coaster, are paper products. And you can have, okay, this is a regular, as you can see, this roll of paper towels is almost completely used up. You can buy these anywhere. You don't necessarily have to buy them all at Dollar Tree. I don't. I do buy a lot of stuff from Dollar Tree, but this is regular paper towel. This actually comes from a pine tree. This comes from this, the big trunk part. on the tree, not the branch. They actually do make pulp out not necessarily the pine needles, but out of the little tiny stems. These are the smaller stems. They actually do make the pulp out of that. And what you get, it's amazing what you get from a pine tree. This is a paper towel. You can use this to wipe up a mess. You can use it to blow your nose. You can use it to wipe off one of your kids. And we all know what this is good for wiping. This is toilet paper. Yeah, that comes from a pine tree. Let's believe it. This comes from a pine tree. This is toilet paper. It comes from a pine tree. A lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't understand this at all. And they don't believe it. No, you can't get toilet paper or paper towels from a pine tree. Yeah, that's where it comes from. Right now, folks, as we speak, I'm looking at a cyclamen that is just about to bloom a bright red flower. Now, there's a lot of you have commented on my little films that I do, little videos that I do. As I said, don't mind me. I'm just kind of watering the stuff as I sit here because it's always a good idea to be watering your stuff. A lot of people have said, have commented, where do you get all these plants? Well, I buy them from the stores just like anybody else does. And then I take them apart and I divide them and I grow them like the St. Ivy vines that I have showed you before. I get mine from every place else, just like you guys do. I buy them. Sometimes I'll order them from a company, like one that I do like to have ordered from is Guernsey's, and that's kind of a nice one. All right, so enough of that. I want to go on. Not only do you get paper towels and toilet paper, see, you get paper towels from a pine tree. Not only do you get that, but you get napkins as well, okay? Some of you have commented that I talk about a lot of different things about plants that nobody else talks about. Yeah, that's why I was Master Gardener to Wisconsin Public Radio for almost 3 years. See, the years were 92 to 95. It was just about 3 years, very, very close to 3 years. These are regular paper napkins. And it's made from the wood pulp from the pine tree. Now, a lot of people are asking, and I've answered this question many times over the years, do they make paper products like a napkin from any of the trees? Not necessarily. Parchment can be made from river birch trees, but you don't make from oak trees or maple trees. No, they don't make paper from those. It just doesn't tend to be very good. It's mostly just pine trees. They say that, and this is from one particular website, that over 200 million pine trees are harvested every year, mainly because there are forests that are grown specifically just for making paper. You got to have paper for all the kids to go back to school in the fall. You got to have toilet paper every day of your life because people, as far as I know, people are going to the restroom at least a couple times a day. And there's one other really neat thing, and I'm going to end this. It's not going to go quite as long as some of the others, that I love this paper product, and it's called the coffee filter. We love coffee at our house. I'm sure you do too. No, I don't have a coffee tree. I've always wanted to get one. I love grow my own stuff. And one of the things that you make with a coffee filter is coffee. And this says, bloom where you are planted. There's a lot to be said for growing your own stuff, folks. I'm Master Gardener Bernie DeLaNay. Until next time, be green and remember, it's not work. It's fun. Bye-bye.